Warren Washington has 2 free throws upcoming for his Sun Devils, who trail by 11, 15-4 at the under-16 timeout, 15-12 left on the clock. You're listening to the Varsity Network. Dominic Stearn and Kevin Malater. And Kevin, the Sun Devils offense has been very slow to start, unlike what it was 48 hours ago in Dayton, Ohio. Just 4 points, all coming from Frankie Collins.
Yeah, they're 2 of 8 shooting as a team. You mentioned all 4 points. They're all with Frankie Collins. It's because Collins is just driving the basketball. He's not afraid to penetrate this trap and penetrate this press and zone that TCU is throwing at Arizona State. If you're Bobby Hurley right now, you're going to tell your guys pretty much in that huddle saying, hey, do what Frankie's doing right now, because what Frankie's done has been very successful. Frankie's 2 for 2 on the day.
Like we mentioned, Warren Washington has 2 free throws now for the Sun Devils. Not the best free throw shooter on the team, of course, the big man. Shoots him at 65%. Looking to get on the board for the first time tonight. First one is good, nothing but net. Now 15-5. So Washington will look to cut it to single digits. Washington had 9 points against Nevada on Wednesday. Led the team in rebounds with 5, which is not something you say too often, as he makes the second. So it's now 15-6. Bit of a full court press, a zone, if you will, for the Sun Devils, as Alonzo Gaffney is in on the floor for the first time tonight for ASU, as well as Jemiah Neal. Horned Frogs get it across with 22 on the clock. Now it's Mike Miles Jr. who drives left on Gaffney. Gaffney puts 2 hands on him, fouls him as Miles just played through the whistle and slammed it home. It won't count. Fouls on the floor. That's Gaffney's first, and that's probably not who the Sun Devils want on Mike Miles.
No, not at all. It's just because Miles can just blow right by you in an instant. You need a guard on him the entire single time. And right there, they've already switched DJ Horn back on him.
O'Bannon Jr. inbounds to Mike Miles. Now Mike Miles driving right, passes left. 3-pointer attempt from the left wing is no good from Shahade Wells. And now the Sun Devils will bring it back across. It's Frankie Collins on the left wing. Frankie Collins backing down Micah Peavy. He passes it to Jemiah Neal. Collins has it. Doesn't take the screen from Warren Washington, who bounces the pass right into his chest, but he dropped it like a hot potato when it rolls out of bounds. That's a turnover for ASU. Still 15-6 with 14:43 left in the first.
Can't happen if you're Warren Washington. That just cannot happen right there. You finally get a stop on the defensive end. Great opportunity to make this a 15-8 game and really give your team some momentum, and just can't handle the basketball. Just you can't afford to have that happen in that situation.
First turnover of the night for the Sun Devils as Damian Baugh checks back in. Miles gets the inbound, passes it inside to Cole. He passes it to the left wing. That was Emmanuel Miller, who misses a jump shot. Now Jemiah Neal, who got the rebound, brings it across for ASU. Looks back to Bobby Hurley for a play. Now Neal goes left, guarded by Peavy. Neal passes it to Horn. DJ Horn driving right. He's got 2 Horned Frogs on him. He passes it across court to Alonzo Gaffney, who hands it off to Jemiah Neal. 8 on the shot clock. Neal going right. Neal at the right baseline. Fades away and got it. Nice shot from Jemiah Neal. Hit a career high 16 points against Nevada. It's now 15-8 with under 14 minutes. Ball brings it across. Bounce pass to Miles. Miles picks up a screen, working on Frankie Collins. He passes it out. Micah Peavy 3 is off the mark to the left, and Warren Washington gets the rebound for the Sun Devils. Peavy, not a great three-point shooter, 27.3%, so the Sun Devils will let him take those. Horn has it, passes it to Collins, deep on the right wing. Collins gets it to Alonzo Gaffney on the right baseline. Gaffney fade away is good. Alonzo Gaffney said it when Desmond Cambridge Jr., who plays certainly more like Kobe Bryant, hit it, but Alonzo Gaffney faded towards the baseline and hit nothing but net, and it's now 15-10 with 13:15 to go. TCU brings it back across. It's now Jacoby Coles who has it in the post. He passes it out to Baugh. Baugh going left on the baseline, guarded by Horn. Damian Baugh still looking, 7 on the shot clock. Baugh drives right, passes it to Coles, who hits a bounce pass in over to Xavier Cook, who misses a jump shot from the right baseline. Now the Sun Devils have it going the other way. Frankie Collins picks up his dribble, passes it to Warren Washington up top, who resets and gives it to Jemiah Neal. 17 on the shot clock, 12:40 left in the first half. Nice run from the Sun Devils. 6-0 run, have made each of its last 3 field goals during the TCU scoring drought. Now 7 on the shot clock. Neal still has it. Left wing. Going to work on Miles. Neal, step back 3. Got it! 9-0 run for the Sun Devils, who are all of a sudden on fire after the under-16 timeout. They're back within 2. Miles brings it across for the Horned Frogs. Gives it to Peavy, who hands it off to Baugh. Baugh has it up top on the NCAA logo. Baugh drives in. Bounce pass to Mike Miles, who's fouled by Warren Washington. Washington almost got a block there, and that'll send Mike Miles to the free throw line with 12:08, looking to extend the TCU lead.
Yeah, right there. Just a great series offensively for Arizona State. But the big thing is their defensive rotations have thrown off. They got a couple of advantages on the defensive side of the basketball right now because of the way Bobby Hurley has switched, the way they're rotating has been perfect, which allowed TCU to get uncomfortable, put up uncomfortable shots at the other end. Arizona State. Jemiah Neal has been such a difference maker the last couple weeks of basketball for Arizona State. And once again, he's coming through when they need him to.
Miles makes his first. He's up to 6 points. This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. Miles makes the second. He's now got 7. Hot start to him in his second NCAA tournament. He had 20 points in both of TCU's tournament games last year in San Diego. Sun Devils break the press. Luther Muhammad on the floor for the Sun Devils. He passes it back to Jemiah Neal. He hands it to Desmond Cambridge, who bounce passes it up top to Alonzo Gaffney. He gives it back to Jemiah Neal. Neal gets a screen. Now Neal passes it Desmond Cambridge, who tried to take a shot but didn't like the look he got, and threw a jump pass into Alonzo Gaffney, who puts it up and in. Gaffney's got 4. Back to a 2-point game, 17-15, now 11:30 to go. Miles bringing it up for TCU. Miles is fouled. Looks like it's going to be on Duke Brennan. That'll send us to the under-12 timeout. 5th team foul on the Sun Devils. We had a nice showing there after the under-16 timeout. Trailing by 11, now down by 2. It's 17-15. Texas Christian University. We'll be right back from Ball Arena on the Varsity Network.